The war had gone on for 300 years. The Galactic Confederation, with all its many alien species and advanced technology, was losing. Their enemy, the Void Dominion, pushed forward each day, taking more star systems and killing millions. In the great meeting hall on the planet Ilaria, Commander Zix-Tor stood before the High Council. His blue skin looked pale under the bright lights. His 4 arms were stiff at his sides. The room was silent as he spoke. "We have lost the Proxima system yesterday. The Centauri system will fall within weeks. We cannot win this war with our current methods," he said. His voice was flat, but his eyes showed his fear. The council members whispered among themselves. They had tried everything. Their ships were powerful. Their weapons were advanced. Their soldiers were brave. But the Void Dominion was stronger. "There is one option we have not tried," said Zix-Tor. "On the edge of known space, there is a planet called Earth. The beings there are primitive in many ways, but they have qualities we lack." "Humans?" asked one council member with disgust. "They barely leave their own solar system. What could they offer us?" Zix-Tor played a video on the large screen. It showed humans fighting each other in their many wars. It showed them surviving terrible disasters. It showed them adapting and overcoming problems that should have killed them. Humans are unpredictable. They think in ways we do not. They do not follow logic as we understand it. "This could be our advantage," Zix-Tor explained. The council voted. They would contact Earth. Samantha Cole woke up early in her apartment in Washington, D.C. At 35, she was the youngest captain in the United Earth Defense Force. Her dark hair was cut short. Her eyes were sharp and missed nothing. She drank her coffee and got dressed in her uniform. Her phone rang. It was General Harris. "Captain Cole, report to headquarters immediately. This is not a drill." When she arrived, the large meeting room was filled with military leaders and government officials. They looked worried. "Captain Cole," said General Harris, "we have received a message from beyond our solar system. Aliens have contacted us. They need our help." Samantha felt her heart beat faster, but kept her face calm. "Aliens, sir? Are we sure this is real?" A tech person played the message. A blue alien with 4 arms spoke in perfect English. He explained about the Galactic Confederation and the Void Dominion. He asked for Earth's help. "Why us?" Samantha asked. "If they have such advanced technology, why do they need humans?" "They say we think differently. They say we solve problems in ways they cannot understand," explained General Harris. "We're sending you to meet their representative. You'll be the first human to officially meet an alien." Far away in rural Ohio, Jack Murphy worked on his truck outside his small house. At 40, his face was weathered from years in the Marines. He had retired 5 years ago and now ran a small security company. His dog, Rex, barked suddenly. Jack looked up. Strange lights moved across the sky. Not planes, not stars. They moved in patterns no human aircraft could. His phone rang. It was a number he hadn't seen in years, his old commander. "Murphy, we need you back. Something big is happening." "I'm retired," Jack said. "Not anymore. Aliens have contacted Earth. They're at war and they've asked for our help. We need experienced soldiers. A car will pick you up in 1 hour." Jack looked back at the lights in the sky. After all his years of service, all the wars he had fought in, he never expected to fight alongside aliens against other aliens. He went inside to pack his bag. The world was about to change forever, and somehow Jack Murphy would be part of it. The meeting room inside the United Nations building was tense. 5 humans sat on one side of the large table. On the other side sat 3 aliens from the Galactic Confederation. Commander Zix-Tor was in the middle. His blue skin made him look like he was cold. Next to him was a green alien with 6 eyes and a red alien with scales. Lisa Grant, Earth's top diplomat, led the human team. She was a tall woman with gray hair and a calm voice. Colonel Pete Davidson sat next to her. He was there to understand the war. His job was to know if humans could really help. "We thank you for coming," Lisa said. "We want to understand why you think humans can help in your war." Zix-Tar nodded. "Our war with the Void Dominion has gone on for 300 years. They have better ships and weapons than us. But when we studied your planet, we saw something special in humans." "What did you see?" asked Colonel Davidson. "Your unpredictability," said the green alien. "Your chaos. All other species in the galaxy follow patterns. Even the Void Dominion follows patterns, just better ones than ours. But humans, you do things that make no sense, yet they work." Lisa looked at Colonel Davidson. He looked doubtful. "We need to see this conflict for ourselves," Lisa said. "We need to understand what we're getting into." Zix-Tar agreed. "We will take a small group from Earth to see the war. Then you can decide if you will help us." After the meeting, Secretary of Defense Alan Wright made the final decision. Earth would send 50 soldiers and experts to see the alien war. If they thought humans could help, more would follow. "But our people stay under human command," Wright said firmly. "We won't put our soldiers under alien control." 3 days later, Jack Murphy found himself on a shuttle heading to an alien ship in Earth orbit. The shuttle was big enough for 20 people. Jack sat next to Dr. Olivia Martinez. She was a scientist who studied alien life. "I never thought I'd leave Earth," Olivia said. She looked both scared and excited. "I never thought I'd fight alongside aliens," Jack replied. "But here we are." The shuttle docked with the alien ship. It was huge, bigger than any aircraft carrier on Earth. Captain Samantha Cole met them as they entered. "Welcome aboard the Starlight," she said. "I've been here for 2 days. It's different." Jack looked around. The hallways were too tall. The lights were too bright. Everything felt wrong. "The Ilarians breathe different air than us," Samantha explained. "We have special areas for humans. Follow me." She led them to rooms made just for humans. They had Earth-like air, lighting, and gravity. "Tomorrow, we leave for the front lines," Samantha told the group. "The Confederation has lost 3 star systems in the past month. They're taking us to a battle zone." Later that night, Jack couldn't sleep. He walked to the observation deck. The stars looked different from space. Earth was just a small blue dot now. He heard footsteps and turned. Dr. Martinez walked in. She looked troubled. "Can't sleep either?" Jack asked. "I've been studying their biology," she said. "The Ilarians and other Confederation species, their brains work differently than ours. They think in straight lines. Very logical. But their logic has limits." "And you think human brains work differently?" "I know they do," she said. "We make jumps in thinking. We use gut feelings. We take crazy risks. And somehow, these things often work for us." Jack looked out at the stars again. "So they want us to be crazy and unpredictable for them?" "Yes," Olivia said. "They want us to do what they can't. Think outside their patterns." The ship hummed as its engines powered up. Soon, they would jump to faster than light speed. Jack Murphy, Olivia Martinez, Samantha Cole, and the other humans would see alien worlds and an alien war, and somehow they were supposed to help win it. None of them knew what waited for them out there in the stars, but they would face it, as humans always had, with adaptability, courage, and that special human chaos that the aliens found so valuable. Samantha Cole stood on the bridge of the alien ship. She watched space fly by outside the big windows. The stars looked like bright lines as they moved faster than light. On the main screen, she studied the battle reports from the last year. The Void Dominion always used the same attack plan. They would send many ships to hit from 3 sides. The Confederation always responded the same way too. They tried to defend all sides equally. "They never changed their plans," she said to Commander Zix-Tar. "Why not try something different?" The blue alien blinked all 4 of his eyes. "Different how?" "This is the most efficient defense based on our calculations. "But it's not working," Samantha said. "The Dominion knows what you will do before you do it." Meanwhile, Jack Murphy and the human team watched the Confederation soldiers train. The alien troops were tall and moved with perfect order. Each one did exactly what they were told, no more and no less. Doug Pearson, a battle expert from Earth, shook his head. "They're too perfect, too predictable." "What do you mean?" asked Kelly Washington, the team's language expert. "In war, being too orderly makes you easy to beat," Doug explained. "Your enemy knows what you'll do next." Jack nodded. "They need to mix things up. Surprise the enemy." The aliens showed the humans their battle plans and training programs. Everything was based on computer predictions and set plans. If something unexpected happened, they would look up the right response in their database. Later, Olivia Martinez called the human team together. She had been scanning the brains of volunteer aliens. "Look at this," she said, showing them images of alien brain activity. "Their neural pathways are very organized. They process information in a straight line. Now look at the human brain scans." She showed them another image. "We think in webs, not lines. We make connections they can't. That's why they need us," Jack said. "We can think in ways they can't imagine." Back on Earth, Alan Wright received the first reports from the human team. The Void Dominion was winning because they had slightly better technology and more ships. The Confederation was losing because they couldn't adapt or think creatively. Wright called General Frank Simmons to his office. Simmons was a tough man who had fought in many conflicts on Earth. "I'm sending you with the main force," Wright told him. "Take 500 of our best people, soldiers, engineers, tacticians, pilots. Show these aliens how humans fight." On the Confederation ship, Samantha had an idea. She asked to see records of all battles where the Confederation had won, even small ones. "There," she said, pointing to a battle from 50 years ago. "What happened here?" "You won against more ships." Zixtar looked surprised. "That was a mistake. The fleet commander died. His second-in-command panicked and ordered random movements. The Dominion didn't know how to respond. But it wasn't a proper strategy. It worked because it was unexpected," Samantha said. "That's what humans are good at. We thrive in chaos." Jack spent time with the alien troops. He tried to teach them to think on their feet, to make decisions without orders. It was hard for them. Their whole society valued order and logic above all else. "Don't think about what you should do," he told them. "Think about what the enemy would never expect you to do." The aliens struggled to understand. Their minds didn't work that way. But slowly, some began to try new things in training. When General Simmons arrived with the main human force, he brought news from Earth. "Earth is committed," he told Samantha and Jack. "We're all in on this fight." The humans began to train with the aliens, showing them new ways to fight. The Confederation leaders watched with doubt. They weren't sure if human chaos could really beat Dominion order. They would soon find out. The Void Dominion had just attacked a major outpost called Proxima Station. It was a perfect chance to try the human way of war. Proxima Station floated in space near a large red star. It was a big space station where 5,000 Confederation people lived. The Void Dominion had sent 30 warships to attack it. The station commander was ready to give up. This was what Confederation rules said to do when the enemy had more ships. But General Simmons had a different plan. "We're not leaving," he told the station commander. "This is where we show them what humans can do." The alien commander looked worried. "But we are outnumbered." "The correct response is to save our people and leave." "Not today," Simmons said. "Today we try something new. We call it Operation Thunderbolt." The humans took charge. Samantha Cole worked on the main bridge. Jack Murphy led a small team of soldiers. Doug Pearson set traps in space around the station. Kelly Washington sent out false radio messages to confuse the enemy. As the Dominion ships came closer, the Confederation ships did not form their usual defense line. Instead, they hid behind moons and asteroids. The station turned off most of its lights to look abandoned. "They think we've run away," Samantha told the bridge crew. "But really we're waiting to surprise them." When the Dominion ships got close to the station, the trap was sprung. Confederation ships jumped out from hiding places and attacked from strange angles. The Dominion ships were not ready for this. Jack Murphy and his team did something even more surprising. They took a small ship and flew it right toward the main Dominion warship. The aliens had tunnels that ran through their big ships. These tunnels were for fixing things. The Confederation never used them for fighting because their battle plans said it was not efficient. "Perfect for us," Jack told his team. "They won't expect anyone to be there." Their small ship attached to the big Dominion warship. Jack and 5 soldiers entered the maintenance tunnels. The tunnels were dark and tight. They moved quickly through them, placing small bombs on important parts of the ship. On the bridge, Samantha was trying something new too. She sent messages that looked like they came from Dominion ships. These false messages told some Dominion ships to move to new positions. This confused the Dominion fleet. Some ships crashed into each other. "This is not normal battle behavior," said Commander Zixtar, watching what the humans were doing. "There is no pattern to follow." "That's the point," Samantha said. "We're being unpredictable. They can't plan for what they can't predict." Jack's team reached the center of the Dominion ship. They placed their biggest bomb near the power core. They set it to explode in 10 minutes. Then they raced back to their small ship. Outside, the battle was strange. Small Confederation ships zipped around the big Dominion ships, shooting quickly and then running away. The Dominion ships tried to follow their usual attack plan, but nothing was working right. Doug Pearson had placed mines in space that didn't blow up right away. They waited until ships were close, then moved toward the ships before exploding. The Dominion had never seen mines that could move. "Fall back to position 3, the Dominion commander ordered. But Kelly Washington had hacked into their communication system. The ships heard, "Fall back to position 5, instead." The Dominion fleet fell into confusion. Jack and his team escaped just as their bombs went off. The main Dominion warship broke in half. The other Dominion ships didn't know what to do without their leader. For the first time in many years, the Void Dominion retreated from a battle. They left behind 5 destroyed ships. The Confederation had only lost 2 small ships. Commander Zixtar looked shocked. "This is not how war is fought. This is how humans fight war," General Simmons said. "We break the rules. We do the unexpected." And today, it worked. The news of the victory spread through the Confederation. For the first time in a long time, there was hope. The humans had shown that the Void Dominion could be beaten. But not everyone was convinced. Many Confederation leaders still doubted that human chaos could win a galactic war. The big meeting room on the Confederation main ship was full. Leaders from many alien planets sat around a round table. They were talking about the battle at Proxima Station. Some were happy. Some were worried. "What the humans did was not proper war," said one leader with green skin. "They used tricks and lies." "But they won," said another leader. "For the first time in 50 years, we pushed back the Dominion." Ambassador Lisa Grant stood up. She had come from Earth to speak for humans. Dr. Olivia Martinez stood beside her with brain scan pictures. "The human brain works differently than yours," Dr. Martinez explained. "We don't just think in straight lines. We see patterns and make jumps in thinking. We use something called intuition. And we use these differences in how we fight." Lisa added, "What you call tricks, we call strategy. What you call chaos, we call adaptability." Some aliens nodded. Others looked doubtful. In another part of the ship, Samantha Cole was working with Jack Murphy. They wanted to train Confederation soldiers to fight more like humans. "You don't always have to follow the plan," Jack told a group of blue Illyrian soldiers. "Sometimes, the best move is one the enemy would never expect." One young Illyrian tried something new in training. He moved in a way that wasn't in the battle handbook. The other aliens looked shocked, but Jack smiled. "Yes, like that. he said. Trust your instincts. Meanwhile, General Simmons and Kelly Washington were studying messages between Dominion ships. Kelly noticed something strange. They keep talking about 3 sectors. Here, here, and here, she said, pointing to a star map. General Simmons looked at the map. They're planning to attack all 3 at once. The Confederation would split their ships to defend all 3 places. That's what they expect, Kelly said. But what if we don't do that? What if we attack instead of defend? General Simmons smiled. They would never expect that. They took their idea to the Confederation War Council. The alien leaders were shocked. Attack, when they outnumber us? Asked an alien admiral. Our battle plans say this has only a 12% chance of success. Your battle plans are based on how you fight, Samantha said, not on how humans fight. Just then, a new ship arrived at the station. It was from Earth. Secretary Alan Wright had come with more human soldiers and weapons. Earth is fully with you now, he told the Confederation Council. We've sent our best people and ships. The Council voted they would try the human way once more. They would attack the Dominion instead of waiting to be attacked. Samantha worked with the fleet captains. She taught them how to change their attack patterns quickly. Don't be predictable, she said. Keep changing. Keep them guessing. Jack trained special teams to board enemy ships. Doug Pearson made new kinds of space mines and traps. Dr. Martins worked with the Confederation scientists to make their weapons work in new ways. 3 days later, they got news. The Dominion had launched their attack on the 3 sectors. The trap was ready. Instead of splitting up to defend, the Confederation fleet jumped to the Dominion's home base. It was mostly empty of ships. The few ships there were surprised and quickly defeated. At the same time, the human-led teams in the 3 sectors used hit-and-run attacks. They didn't try to win big battles. They just confused the Dominion ships and then ran away. For the first time ever, Confederation soldiers disobeyed their programming and made choices based on what was happening. They learned from the humans how to adapt. By the end of the day, the Dominion attack had fallen apart. Their carefully planned assault turned into a mess. They lost 22 ships. The Confederation lost only 7. On the main bridge, Secretary Wright watched as the reports came in. This is just the beginning, he said. Now we take the fight to them. The Confederation was learning the human way of war, and for the first time in centuries, they were winning. The Void Dominion was angry. For 100 years, they had pushed the Confederation back. Now they were losing. Their leaders met in a dark room on their home world. They had big heads and pale skin. Their eyes glowed red in the dim light. The Confederation fights differently now, said the head leader. They do not follow patterns anymore. They act like animals. They have new allies, said another leader. A species called humans. They come from a small planet far away. Then we will destroy them all at once, said the head leader. We will gather all our ships for one big attack. We will crush them with numbers. The Dominion began to gather their fleet. They pulled ships from all their worlds. They built new weapons. They prepared for the biggest battle of the war. On the Confederation main base, the humans were busy too. Doug Pearson worked with alien engineers to create new devices. They made things that would confuse Dominion sensors. These will make their targeting systems see things that aren't there, Doug explained. They won't know what's real and what's fake. Dr. Martinez studied the Dominion's biology from prisoners they had captured. She found something interesting about their eyes. They see different colors than we do, she told Samantha. We can use lights they can't see to send secret signals to our ships. Jack Murphy was training mixed teams of humans and aliens. They practiced boarding enemy ships. The aliens were learning to think more like humans. Some of them even made jokes now. You're learning, Jack told an Illyrian soldier who had come up with a new tactic. You're thinking for yourself. General Simmons spent his time with the fleet commanders. He taught them to change plans quickly. He showed them how to give their captains freedom to make choices. A battle plan never survives contact with the enemy, he told them. You must be ready to adapt." Then one day, their sensors detected movement. The Dominion fleet was on the move. It was huge, over 500 ships, the largest fleet anyone had ever seen. "They're coming right for us," Samantha said as she looked at the sensor screen. "They want one big battle to end this." The Confederation Council met quickly. Some wanted to run away. Others wanted to fight. "We have learned much from the humans," said Commander Zixtar. "I say we fight, but we fight the human way." The vote was close, but they decided to stay and fight. They had 3 days before the Dominion fleet would arrive. Jack had an idea. He asked Dr. Martinez to help him. They found an old, damaged Dominion ship that had been captured. Jack and his team learned how to fly it. "We don't know all the controls," he told General Simmons, "but we can figure it out. Humans are good at that." General Simmons liked the plan. Jack and his team would use the Dominion ship to get behind enemy lines. They would cause confusion from inside the fleet. When the day of battle came, the Confederation was ready. They had fewer ships, only 300, but they had human unpredictability on their side. As the Dominion fleet approached, Doug's devices went to work. They created false sensor readings. The Dominion ships saw Confederation ships that weren't really there. At the same time, Dr. Martinez's light signals allowed Confederation ships to coordinate without the Dominion knowing what they were doing. Samantha directed the battle from the main ship. She kept changing the attack patterns. Just when the Dominion thought they knew what was happening, she would change everything. Jack's team, in their stolen Dominion ship, flew right into the middle of the enemy fleet. No one stopped them. They looked like any other Dominion ship. Once they were in position, they began to fire on other Dominion ships. "They're shooting at each other," Kelly Washington said as she watched the sensor screens. "They don't know who to trust." The big, organized Dominion fleet began to fall apart. Their perfect formation broke as ships tried to avoid friendly fire. The confusion spread through their ranks like a virus. The battle had just begun, but already the humans had changed everything. The Void Dominion was learning a hard lesson. Never underestimate human creativity in war. 6 months had passed since the big battle. The Void Dominion had lost more than half their ships that day. After that, they lost more battles as the Confederation used human tactics. Now, representatives from the Dominion sat across from Confederation leaders at a peace table. The Dominion leaders looked tired. Their red eyes were dim. Their pale skin looked even whiter than before. "We agree to leave all disputed territories," said the main Dominion leader. "We will pull our ships back to our original borders." Ambassador Lisa Grant nodded. Next to her sat Secretary Wright and Samantha Cole, who now wore an admiral's uniform. Commander Zixtar represented the Confederation. "And you will not attack any Confederation world again," Lisa said firmly. The Dominion leaders agreed. They signed the peace treaty with shaking hands. 300 years of war had ended in just 6 months after humans joined the fight. Later, in a big hall on the Confederation main world, there was a ceremony. Many aliens from different planets came to thank the humans. "You have taught us something important," said Commander Zixtar to the gathered humans. "We thought our logical ways were best, but you showed us that sometimes being unpredictable is better." Some humans were getting ready to go home to Earth. Others would stay to help the Confederation. Jack Murphy stood with a group of mixed human and alien soldiers. They had become a real team. "I'm going to start a school," Jack told Dr. Martinez. "A place where aliens can learn to think more like humans, not just for fighting, but for solving all kinds of problems." Dr. Martinez smiled. "I'm staying too. I want to study how different species think. Maybe we can teach creativity and adaptability to other aliens." Samantha Cole met with the Confederation Council. They had offered her an important job. "We want you to lead our new quick response fleet," said a council member. "You understand both human and Confederation ways." "I'll do it," Samantha said. "But I want to rename the fleet. Let's call it the Unpredictable Force." The aliens laughed. They were learning human humor too. Secretary Wright prepared to return to Earth. Before he left, he signed a permanent alliance between Earth and the Confederation. Humans would help protect the galaxy, and the Confederation would share their technology with Earth. This is just the beginning, Wright told the Council. Humans are explorers. We want to see what's out there beyond the stars. The Alliance celebration lasted 3 days. There were foods from many worlds, music from different species, and stories shared in many languages. Humans taught aliens to dance. Aliens taught humans their games. On the last night, Jack stood with Samantha and General Simmons, looking at the stars from a tall building. "Did you ever think when they called us in that we'd change the whole war?" Jack asked. "Humans always adapt," Samantha said. "That's what we do best." General Simmons pointed to the sky. "There's so much more out there. So many more adventures waiting." As they watched, a messenger ran up to them. The alien looked worried. "Admiral Cole," he said to Samantha, "the long-range sensors have detected something strange at the edge of the galaxy. It doesn't match any known ship type." The 3 humans looked at each other. A new challenge was coming. But this time, the Confederation wasn't afraid. This time, they had humans on their side. "Tell the unpredictable force to prepare," Samantha said. "And contact Earth. We may need more humans." The messenger ran off. Jack smiled at his friends. "Here we go again." Samantha nodded. "Whatever's out there, we'll face it together. And we'll do it the human way." The stars shone brightly over the alien city. The galaxy was at peace for now. And when the next threat came, humans would be ready. Because that's what humans do best. They adapt, they overcome, and they never, ever give up. The battle had seemed lost until they called in humans, and humans had changed everything.